Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Out on the edge of the battle and back, we've carried the weight and we've walked every track. From desert dust to the fire at home, we've learned how to fight, how to stand alone. But no one tells you what comes after the war. When silence is louder than the guns we bore, that's where we speak, that's where we heal. Stories too real for Hollywood reels. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see. We're warriors to battle just differently. This is our check-in, our voice, our step. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. For the fallen, the fighting, and those who came home. For the brothers and sisters who still feel alone. We're holding the line with truth and respect. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. For the fallen, the fighting, and those who came home. For the brothers and sisters who still feel alone. We're holding the line with truth and respect. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. It ain't all medals and waving flags. There's pain in the silence and weight in the facts. But we've got a mic and a mission to share, to tell the damn truth, cause somebody's gotta care. We laugh, we cry, we cuss, we pray. We honor the ones who ain't here today. From basic to battle and back to the block. This is our rhythm of round table talk. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see. We're warriors to battle just differently. This is our check-in, our voice, our step. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. Still heavy in dreams out of reach, for the lessons the textbooks could never teach. We're sounding off, no filter, no prep. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. So if you're born with boots or love someone who did, if you swallowed your hurt and kept it all hid, pull up a chair, you're not alone. Welcome to the front lines you don't always see, where courage meets scars and raw honesty. This is our anthem, our truth intercept. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. For the ones still standing and those we've lost yet, for every single story we'll never forget. We speak so others won't forget. This is the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. Real talk, real vets, real life. HomeFront Sitrep podcast, where the mission continues.
Welcome, everybody, to a Monday edition of HomeFront Sitrep. How is everybody doing? Gunny, how are you, sir?
Good, man. It was a busy day. I got a call early this morning. Hey, the bottles are done. So made a trip down to Frankfurt to J. Matt. Did some waxing, did some labeling, did some numbering. And, in preparation for this Saturday's bottle release, dude, I'm super stoked. That bottle came out even better than what we could expect. Just a lot of, I can't say thank you to Jeff Magnley and everybody at J. Matt enough for their partnership and their love and, them, giving of their time and product to, help benefit others. So yeah, it's just great, man. And then, I had to dip off early last night. We had less than a minute on the ground contact, 1.75 miles from the house. Just watching that all night and paying attention to that. Should be clear today. Who knows, unless everything starts going off again and sirens and buzzers and all this stuff happens. But yeah, all good. And then, man, this thing that's getting ready to head to Europe here.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, dude, this friggin' thing.
Here, let me go full screen on that.
Let me see if I can't pull my light off here. Make it a little.
Yeah, because this thing is wicked.
Yeah, so it's the shape of Europe. I had to bring in like Ireland and Iceland and stuff over a little bit just to fit the size we wanted. But yeah, this thing's getting ready to head over to Europol for the DEA desk. So yeah, super excited about that. And The client's very, very happy. So, yeah, that one's been a quick turnaround, and it came out really, really good. So, yeah,
it's a wicked looking coin, man.
It is, and it's a lot going on. And we were thinking at first, do we want to put water where water is? And there is so much blue in the flags of every country over in Europe that I didn't want to take away from that. So we just left it blank as the coin color, but did a light sanding in it. So it's a little rough. And the same thing with the back. It's a little rough, and it helps the wording on the back stand out too. But that's super cool. It'll be back here somewhere, next week.
It'll be on one of those. Yeah,
one of the 5 shelves, 6 shelves here of stuff that I've designed. But designing stuff here stateside for agencies and nonprofits, cool, right? But then you got something that's going over to Europe that's going to be shared. Dude, I'm stoked.
I can't wait to see how many they order, and they'll be all over Europe over there with Europol and stuff
with all the agencies they work with. And
I'm just glad you're able to talk about it now, because we had to keep it on hush hush.
Yeah, until it was done, man. It's been a few months for sure. But I don't have anything else in the works right now. Everything that I've designed for people are in everybody's hands now. Rich has theirs. The Old Glory Foundation has theirs, and now this one heading to Europol next month.
Hell yeah!
So we got, and of course, we've had the bottle releases for Warrior Honor Cruise. We've had the bottle release for Mogadishu Mile. Saturday, 11 o'clock, we go live with the Team Fast Tracks bottle. Dude, I just got so much going on, outside of work and family life, nonprofit life, and supporting those other nonprofits. So super excited, and glad everybody up here in the Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area is okay. We had some flash flooding in certain areas and debris down in the roads, and crews came out and got all that cleaned up before the morning commute.
Yeah, after I got off the podcast last night, I kept for one, I texted you. I was like, "Hey, you guys good there?" We texted there for a few minutes, and then I just kept watching the radar, because there were some storms coming in from Evansville area, and I don't think we got anything major here down in my area, which is good. But I seen that the had quieted down up in your area, and I was like, all right, cool. So we should be good. And then today, man, I went to work, and I tell you, it was steamy hot today. It's just humidity wise, it was just like, you walk outside and you just start sweating, and all you're doing is walking through your vehicle, man. And I'm like, but no, other than that, today was a good day. It just, I talked to a Marine in my neighborhood. I've known he was a Marine for a really long time. Like, I stopped, his cars were in the driveway one day, and his wife was getting something out, and I stopped and said, "Hey, can you tell me who the Marine is?" Because I didn't want to assume who the Marine was.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because you never know. And she goes, "Well, my husband's a Marine." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Well, he works at Fort Knox. He was a tanker in the Marine Corps. And then after getting out, he went to work at Fort Knox as a contractor or civil service at Fort Knox. And then now he's a contractor at Fort Knox. And he was actually in his driveway today when I was driving back after picking up Grace. He was in his driveway. So I stopped, and I had one of our challenge coins, the HomeFront Sitrep challenge coins. And I was like, stopped. And I said, "Hey, how you doing, man?" And introduced myself, told him who I was. And he's like, "Hey, I love," he's like, I'm going to check into your podcast, and then I'm going to share it with the guys that work at Fort Knox, which is super cool. I'm like, man, that's awesome. So today was a good day, man. I talk about our podcast quite frequently, and I'm always answering emails. John Flatt, the guy, veteran that lives in Ireland, Smoke 'em If You Got 'em. He wrote the book Smoke 'em If You Got 'em. We did get him scheduled today for August the 17th, I believe. So I'm super excited about that episode as well. A U.S. veteran that's living abroad in Ireland. So that's going to be super cool. And then, talking about Marines, you're a Marine, I'm a Marine. Our guest today, granted, he was dark side Marine, as an officer, but he's going to be coming on. Him and his wife started a nonprofit called SOF Missions, which is Shield of Faith Missions. He's back in the background dancing up and down.
He's going crazy right
there. So we're going to bring on Dr. Damon Friedman here in just a few minutes, but a little bit of his background. He was commissioned in 2000 as a United States Marine Corps officer, so we won't hold that against him. At least he's a Marine. And later transferred into the Air Force's elite as a special warfare officer. He did 20 years. And then I'll let him tell about his deployments and stuff because I don't want to give too much away. But they created SOF Missions, which helps at-risk veterans by providing whole health care plans that support wellness and resiliency. He is also the co-chair of the Veteran Service Alliance, which serves around 1 million veterans a year. This guy,
that's awesome.
Stays super busy, kind of like you, Gunny. Well, kind of like both of us. We stay super busy. So let's bring. I say, are we ready to bring him up, Gunny?
Absolutely.
Let's bring him up.
What's going on? Hoorah!
Simplify. How are you, sir?
In the background, come on now. Jeez.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm super motivated. Grateful to be here. Thanks a lot for bringing me on in the HomeFront Sitrep podcast. I've heard a lot of great things about you guys. I really appreciate how you keep your eye on the prize, always making sure our boys and girls are taken care of, and just creating awareness of these incredible programs like SOF Missions and so many others, and just bringing on leaders that are passionate about empowering our warriors to be the best version of themselves. So thanks a lot, guys, for bringing me on deck here.
Yeah, man. Thanks for taking the time. And there's a lot of guys and girls that get out that, once they're out, they're lost and they don't know where to turn to. Right. So, our main mission is to help bring light to those mom and pop nonprofits that, may be right in their backyard that they know nothing about. Right. And trying to reach that one person that, just may save that person's life by put them in a direction that, is good for them.
Yeah. No, that's definitely, we're just one of the organizations in the trenches, battling that, that evil and just disastrous epidemic of suicide. But we're gaining some ground every single day. We're helping out warriors, to finally just thrive. It takes time. It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of energy, but it's totally worth it. So,
yeah, definitely. I've been in the nonprofit world. Gunny's been in the nonprofit world for at least almost 20 years. I served on some boards. Gunny served on some boards. So we definitely know what it takes to run a nonprofit and be successful. Now, we know that there's a lot of nonprofits out there that start for the right reason, and then over time they lose that. They lose that sight. And luckily, there's a lot of great service organizations out there that are still doing the right thing and have and will always continue to do the right thing. So that's awesome. But welcome to the show. Thank you again for taking time out of your day to come hang out with Gunny and I. Do me a favor and introduce yourself to the world of HomeFront Sitrep, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I know. So what's my story? I'm just a poor kid from LA. My mom's from San Juan, Puerto Rico. We lived in the melting pot, struggled big time. And my story is pretty similar to a lot of guys and gals that joined the Corps or the Army, and she was a single mom. She's the first Wonder Woman of my life. She showed me what, boldness and strength was all about. Had a, crazy biological father. We lived in 14 different places in the first 12 years of our lives, kind of running away, just trying to find some level of peace. And ultimately we moved from California all the way to Florida. It was just one crazy day. My mom's like, I'm done with this. We got to find a new life. And so she had a 1972 baby blue Volkswagen Bug. I'm sure you remember those old buggies out there, and whatever fit in that car is what we took with us, man. And all the way to Florida, and we started a whole new life. And I was always kind of just struggling with, I was kind of a criminal myself, but being from LA, my mom working around the clock, working for $4.25 an hour. I mean, not too many people were there, supervising myself and my twin brother. So we were like, we were hellacious, man. And I don't know, man, we got into a lot of trouble. I was a juvenile delinquent, and I remember in prison, man, I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking about what a loser I was. And my biological father used to always tell me, man, like I never amount to anything. I mean, that's how terrible this guy is. And just, I'm in jail cell and I'm just thinking, man, you know, all these people in the whole world, billions of people in the whole world, man, there's got to be something special about me. You know, I'm like, I'm not tall enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not fast enough. I'm like, you know, I got all these reasons why, you know, I should fail. But in that cell, that one day, man, and it was a turning point, bro. I remember in that cell and I'm thinking, man, all I ever wanted, and I think this is what everybody else wants in the world. We just want meaningful relationships and we just want to be loved. That's what we really, really want, man.
Yeah.
And so I remember in that cell, and it was the first time I ever heard this voice, man. It was crazy. It says, I've got great plans for you. Plans to win and persevere and not to lose. And for the first time in my life, man, I believed that voice instead of that voice that my biological father said that I'd never amount to anything, you know, that I'm a loser, I'm not good enough, and all that other stuff. And I just thought to myself in that jail cell, well, I got to have a gift. Everybody has at least a gift. I call it superpower now. And I was just thinking, every time the cops chased me, they never caught me, bro. They never did. It's like, oh, I remember at a speaking engagement, well, how'd you end up in the jail cell? I'll tell you how. I mean, one day the cops came to my house, and it was the only day that my mom wasn't working. Knocked on the door, detectives. They're like, hey, yada, yada, yada. They go into my bedroom, and all the stolen goods are there. That's how I got caught. And I'm going to tell you right now, I could have ran from them, but I was more scared of my mom than I was any cop, man. If you know a Puerto Rican mom, dude, with a little leather synthetic belt and all the Spanish cursing going on, you're scared. And that's what happened with me, man. And so I started running, and one day I started running 100-mile weeks, and I ran 1,000 miles over the summer, and then I showed up, and then I was like the top runner in the state. I was undefeated in the mile, became a junior Olympian for the U.S., ultimately ran for the United States, got a full scholarship, and then afterwards, like my mom's like, what are you going to do with your life? Now, look, check this out. I'm the first one with a high school degree and college degree here in the U.S., right? And I was like, man, anytime – you know, we needed a place to live, my country was there for me. Anytime we needed food, my country was there for me. And when I needed an education, my country was there for me. And guess what? I joined the United States Marine Corps. Hoorah. And that's what happened. That's how I joined the Corps. And because I wanted to serve my country. I wanted to give back. And also, full disclosure, my biological father was a fighter. We did a lot of fighting out in LA. And I was always scared of him. And I thought to myself, man, if there's any organization that could build me up to be a war machine, to be a killing machine, it's the United States Marine Corps, man. And that's what they did. They broke me down, man, and they built me back up. And after that, I was a killing machine, just like every other devil dog out there. So that's my story. I joined the Corps. I was there for about, I started in 2000, 2001 happened, you know, 9/11, you know, and we all got some. We went to 2003. I was part of the invasion, went through Safwan, and ultimately came back. Force Recon opened up. They recruited me. I got selected. And then after that, there was a mass exodus of recon Marines going to special warfare and combat control. Yeah. You know, and a lot of it had to do with the Marine Corps' fault, you know, because, you know, here we are, we were, you know, at recon and Force Recon, we had this special, capability. You know, it does make us more special than anybody else. We just had a unique capability, and I wanted to use those skills, and the Marine Corps wouldn't allow me to do it. You know, I didn't care whether it was a Force Recon or Anglica or, you know, or in the Marine Division. I didn't care. I just wanted to get some. And so I got an opportunity, crossed over into combat control as a special tactics officer, and spent 15 years doing capture kill missions, high value targets. I have 4, you know, I report the 4 combat deployments, but there's a lot of other deployments that I've been a part of, you know, ones that we never talk about, but Iraq, Afghanistan resonates with everybody else. And honestly, those are the 4 that I had extensive combat experience in. And the other ones, you know, I did my time, I did my deployment, however time it was, and I was grateful for it. And after 20 years, you know, after 20 years, I was a mission commander for Afghanistan. I was a former special tactics, special operations squadron commander. And then I retired out as the director of all future operations for the Middle East and Special Operations Command Central. And then throughout that whole time, I woke up in the hospital 3 different times. And this is really where a lot of my heart and passion is for the military, for why I'm doing what I'm doing. And, you know, last time I was inpatient here at Haley's Hospital for 3 months and 9 months outpatient, and the majority are mild traumatic brain injuries. and I was losing my mind. I was slowly dying. And so that's when I started really becoming passionate about, I got all this great help, really over a lot of nonprofits that helped me out. And I thought to myself, after years of getting some great care, what would it look like if I could do the same for everyone? And so that was the birth of SOF Missions. But that's a long intro, my friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
How is that transition from Force Recon over to the Air Force?
It was hard. It was hard because I'm going to tell you, it don't matter how ugly you are, bro. You put on them dress blues, you're the sexiest man alive. Come on. Can I get
Absolutely. And then you get to throw on the bus driver outfit.
I was like, dude, I think I put on that thing just a few times and that's it. I mean, it was great. You know, I had my decorations and everything, and I got like my military free fall wings, my combat die, you know, Pathfinder command, whatever. It looks cool, but man, I'm just not a fan of that. But I did like the red beret when you wore that red beret. I mean, you know, especially in the SOF community, they know who we are, what we do, and the impact that we made out in, you know, in the Middle East. But no, it was hard. It was hard. It was really hard, man, you know? So, but grateful for the transition. The Air Force was good to me. I mean, come on. You know, in the Marine Corps, when I deployed, anything that was on my back, that's all I got. That's all I could take. Big rucksack, bro.
Yeah.
And if you didn't take it with you on your back, it wasn't coming, man. In the Air Force, I had an ISO container, man. I was like, it's like John Wick, man. Like I opened up, there's my 4-wheeler, there's my little mini motorcycle, there's like my sniper rifle, there's my, you know, rocket launcher. This is the, you know, sniper rifle, man. I was even sniping. Man, I'm carrying that rifle with me, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So Frank the Myth, who's the Army guy, he's also an author. He said the Army doesn't need a fancy uniform to be sexy.
Yeah, that's why they went back to the pink and tans, right? The knockoff. What is it? The Timu Marine Corps Alphas. You know, they keep changing their uniform to try to keep up with the Marine Corps, and it's just not going to happen.
You know, honestly, I think that if you ever seen the Band of Brothers, I really like that uniform, man. That's the one thing about the Marine Corps. It's about tradition and it's to stay sexy. And I'll tell you, if the Army just does that, they just look good. But they are always evolving and they're trying to be cool, right? But tradition is awesome, man. That's why the Marine Corps birthday, there ain't no birthday like that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the craziest day for every devil dog. It's more important than our own personal birthday. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I tell everybody I've got 3 birthdays, and they're like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I've got my birthday that I went to boot camp, right? So March 4th, 1997. That's one birthday. Willis and I share that same birthday. I've got my birthday, and I've got the Marine Corps birthday. And of all 3, November 10 is the birthday.
That's right.
Period.
It is.
Period.
It is. My wife is, you know, her birthday is just a few days after that. And so what we started doing was just celebrating her birthday on the
at the ball.
Dude, but check it out. She was 4. You know why? Because every year she got a brand new dress.
Absolutely. She got hair and makeup. She got a new dress. She got to be all fancy for hours, you know? Absolutely.
Dude, she's got so many dresses, man. It's just like, even today, she's like, we should keep celebrating the Marine Corps birthday. I'm like, absolutely. But who wants to go all out? I'm like, I gotta find it, man. You know,
you gotta find a place for a ball. Yeah,
there's the nearest one around here in Tampa. Come on.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm sure Sock Scent has something with the Marine Corps portion down there.
Yeah.
I had my Sock Scent shirt on last night. I got a buddy of mine who's one of the commanders down there right now in the Navy, and he goes, "Hey, I got something for you," and he sent me the Marine, you know, red and gold Sock Scent shirt. So I had that on last night for the podcast.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
This November being 250, I think Gunny and I are going to be in Philly at Ton Tavern.
I tell you, if it's open, I'm going to be in Philly. If Ton Tavern's done, I'm in Philly. That's going to be the stupidest party in the world.
I'm telling you right now, that's going to be super awesome, man. Do you guys actually get on your uniform?
I don't anymore. I can still fit mine, but I don't anymore. Yeah, no. I'll put on a suit and with my minis. But I don't throw on the, I don't want to shave. That's my problem. I don't want to shave anymore, right? I don't want to have to clean up to put on dress blues and to be within regs. You know, it doesn't take long for me to grow a beard, but I don't want to go babyface ever again. You know, I did it for 14 plus years, you know, shaving twice a day sometimes. I don't want to do it again. So I'll throw on a nice suit with my mini medals and a tie and, you know, a Marine Corps tie clasp and all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm not throwing on blues again.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And well, so you know, I've got my bus driver suit. I mean, I look pretty decent in it. You know, I can sport it, but I don't want to shave.
Yeah.
I had to shave one time for you know, I was retiring somebody and they requested it. And he was a good friend. And I was like, for you, I'm going to do it. We fought together. We bled together. I'm going to do that for you. So for retirements, for my brothers, and they're going to be in dress blues, I'll do it for them. But other than that, no. Okay.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
my dress blues, man, I was $135, $140 because I was on the All Marine racing team, you know, running for the United States all over. I went to Plymouth in the International Half Marathon Championships. That was before, and then the war kicks off. And then I had to get me some muscles, man. And now I'm a $165, 70, you know, and I'm still working out like a boss man every day. But I try to get on that thing, my neck. There's no way, you know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my chest button is hard. I'm like, I can still get it, but it's like, you know, everything else fits perfect except for that area. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not taking it and getting it let out. Because now you've got the seat, and now I'm not paying to get a new one done. No,
it's done, man. It's only going to museum, bro. Right?
Yeah, I'll pay for my medals to get redone. I'll pay for a suit. Yeah. It looks just as good. You got your minis, especially when you have a couple rows. You know, it looks really good and also professional and clean up. And
no. So all right. We went on a little wild tangent there. We need to talk about SOF missions because I want to make sure we give it the due diligence to get the information out there, what you guys do, and stuff like that. So you were created in 2011. Tell us about what you guys, what your primary mission is, what programs you have, and any kind of numbers to date, like how many veterans have you helped and stuff like that.
So, so first of all, SOF Missions was birthed in war. First of all, I came back in 2008 or 2010, and I was just messed up. And it was just a culmination. It's like the third deployment, combat deployment. It's just like big one, hard, right? And I was just in such disarray, man. I was in the darkest place I'd ever been in. It's just one trauma after another trauma. Humans are not made to kill, right? And then you start losing your own brothers. It's very emotional. It really is. But I'm going to tell you where the tipping point was. The tipping point was you go to war and you fight this enemy hard, man. And you bleed with your brothers. You fight with your brothers. You know, so much loss, so much time, man, that you sacrifice, man, away from home. And the burden, man, that you carry. And somehow, some way, you make it back from some crazy firefight, from some crazy deployment, wherever FOB or combat outpost or whatever. And then all of a sudden you get this phone call, Joe shot himself, right? And man, it was this one particular month. It was in 2012. And I just remember two of my acquaintances and one friend committed suicide. Now pause. Rewind. When 2010 came, I was in that same place, man. And I didn't just have PTSD. It's not just the flashbacks. It's not just the nightmares. It's not just, anxiety and depression. But once your brain starts getting shaken, in combat control, I was dropping bombs. I was fighting, man. Like I was, the reverberation, 500-pound bombs, the Hellfires, the, troops and just everything, man. And every aircraft you could possibly imagine. And I just remember I woke up one day and like I'm vomiting. I've got a headache. The world is spinning, and you get all that. And then my family's unraveling. And then one day I just think to myself, I'm worth $1 million. I've got a big life insurance policy. You know what? If I just blow my head off, then everybody's better off because I was bringing the war home.
Yeah.
Amazing people. Again, the same words in my living room with my Glock 19 loaded, like legit. I'm in a dark place and I'm just contemplating this because I was not a good dad. I was not a good husband. I was a bad person at home. I did great for America. I did the nation's bidding, but I wasn't loving my family the way that they rightfully deserved. And, you know, I always wanted to be a father because I didn't have one, right? And so I'm just thinking about what a complete failure I am. And it was in that living room, man. I'm telling you right now, I can even hear it like right now. I get emotional when I think about it. I've got great plans for you, plans to win and persevere and not to lose. And again, I believed in that. And I decided to get help. And I'm going to tell you right now, the most difficult thing that these warriors have is to finally get the help, right?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest hurdle. So all these incredible nonprofits and good friends, Dr. David LeMay from the Andrews Institute at the time helped me out, and all these other doctors, and they helped me with my brain, with my body, with my PTSD, all this other stuff. And then after a year and a half worth of care, I woke up and I felt good. And I thought to myself, wow, man, this is amazing. And then I get redeployed. Go figure, 2011. And so I'm the mission commander. And again, so those three that I talked about committed suicide. And then I said to myself, I could do something about this. You know, God's given me this position of power and authority and some influence. I should use it for good. You know, it's more than just about the military. And in Bagram, Afghanistan, it was there that SOF Missions was born. I called up my wife. I was like, what does it look like if we do this? What if we could take care of guys with their mild traumatic brain injury, with their PTSD, with their insomnia, with their, with their chronic pain, with their moral injury? What if we could take care of them? Fast forward, now it's here today. We've served thousands upon thousands of veterans through SOF Missions. This is just our organization, but what our main deliverable is this. We fly warriors from all 50 states into Florida, but I'll tell you the predominant amount of warriors that come to clinic are in Florida, because Florida is the best state in America because it's the most veteran friendly.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a veteran, you need to come to Florida, man. Governor DeSantis has really made it, veteran friendly. And I'm also now on board of directors for the Florida Department of Veterans Affairs Foundation, Florida Veterans Foundation, for Governor DeSantis, and I'm District 4 board of director. And I really focus a lot on how can we continue to implement policies and programs and resources across the state of Florida for the 1.5 million veterans. But anyway, as SOF Missions President, CEO, I decided to start bringing all these warriors in. And so what we have is this clinic. We bring in the warrior 5 days. We got about 20 to 30 healthcare practitioners. It's psychological, physical, social, spiritual, cognitive. And again, it's all of those. Like, in one day, you'll see the physician, which is an Intrepid Center physician. We'll just say orthopedics, because a lot of people don't understand that unless you're in SOF. Yeah. And then you see strength, you go to strength conditioning, you get nutrition, you see the physical therapist, you get the chiro, acupuncture, massage therapy, and you get rec therapy, adaptive golf, and then you get spiritual like, rec or whatever, all in one day. That's just one day. We do. And unless you have a lot of money, unless you're like an NFL athlete, you can't afford something like that.
Yeah.
But we do it for 5 days, full assessments like NASCAR, right? Pit boss is calling you in from traveling at 200 miles an hour. Come on in, bumper to bumper, new fluids, new tires. If we have to, we'll change the engine, all that stuff. After 5 days, after full assessment and immediate care, we provide a follow-on care plan for one complete year, one whole year. And guess what? We have this entire clinic, this medical clinic, at a resort. So like, my boys are like, what are you going to lose? I was in a hospital in a twin-size bed. I'm not that big, but dude, a twin-size bed wrapped around in plastic, eating cardboard, right? Smelling the sanitation, people waking you up at 02 in the morning just to see if you're alive. I'm like, yeah, I was sleeping. Did you not hear me breathing? I just want you to know I'm still alive, right? And just all this. So we've been able to streamline it. And so those are inpatient, but it's at a resort. So, come on, man, like, you're living in a resort, you're eating resort food, living in a resort king-size bed with like resort golf and resort lake and resort, everything. So if you don't like the program, at least you had 5 days of amazing resort. Okay. Come on. But we have an incredible response. I would say 9 out of 10 will, walk away full productive members of society. There's just 1 out of 10 that, still continue to struggle because you've got to maintain, this new lifestyle. But the majority walk away versus 1 out of 10 was okay, and 9 out of 10 are about to shoot themselves, right? So it's a great percentage, and everything is evidence-based research. Everything is, the efficacy of our programs. It's all science, and we're really proud about it. And it's a comprehensive medical program, and and we're super blessed. And now we're maxed out on all of our medical clinics, and so we're at this point where we got to continue to garner more funding, because every spot is taken. We start off with just 8 to 10, and now everyone is full, so we had to go to 12. Then we added retreats. I mean, money can only go as far as we can, but you know, God has a plan, and I know that He'll provide for us, so we could take care of all of our men and women who served honorably.
Yeah. So I talked to Rich after he got back from the retreat that he came down to, and he said, man, this thing was amazing. He had nothing but good things to say about the retreat down there. And he told me, he goes, you and Gunny need to go down and check this out. And,
Absolutely.
So good thing is in probably about 1.5 to 2 years, I'll be living in Tampa, or outside of Tampa area, probably the Odessa area. That's where the wife wants to move. So once I get to Tampa, then we're going to have to link up, and we're going to have to link up once we get down there. And then Gunny's going to be in Florida eventually. We just don't know when yet. He's eventually going to be there.
That trip last weekend, 4th of July weekend to St. Augustine, and me having to work down in Orlando on the 3rd, I left my wife with my sister-in-law. And all they did was ride around and look at houses. And subdivisions, and she even still today, I mean, she's sending me stuff from down there. I'm like, I don't care. Yes, I understand it's a house in Florida. I'm not ready for that yet. She's ready. She's been ready.
Where do you guys live? Where are you guys at?
So I'm in Northern Kentucky. I'm right south of Cincinnati. It takes me 20 minutes to get to Cincinnati.
And I'm right below Indiana, in Kentucky, south of Louisville. So I'm about an 1.5 to 2 hours from Gunny. He's more northern. So he's on 75. I'm on 65. So, but yeah, we're both in Kentucky. My wife. So we got friends that live in Tampa right now. They were our next door neighbors, and then they moved to Tampa. They run the Tampa Tailgaters down there. They do all the concerts and stuff like that. And my wife, she's been dying to go to Florida. If my kids would have said, yeah, let's move when the wife first decided, we would already be there. But our kids wanted to finish high school here in Kentucky, because all of their friends and stuff. Now, my oldest is going to college this year, August 13th. She'll be at college. Then my youngest will be a senior in high school. So next year, when they're both gone to college, it might be pick up the potty train and go straight down to Tampa. So we're going to see. I'll
tell you what, though, if that's the case, I mean, regardless, next year we should, as soon as we're done with this podcast, I'll connect you with my director of operations, and let's get you 2 slots regardless. And maybe you guys can use that as an opportunity where you can bring down the wives, so that you guys are in clinic and they can go and start looking for places or just enjoy themselves. But our clinics, they get stacked pretty quickly. So I'd love for you guys to get 2 slots and then be able to go through the program. It'd be really great for you guys. You guys can either do a retreat up in the Pensacola region, or you just come down to Tampa and do a full-blown clinic. But either way, it'll be great for you guys.
Yeah, my wife's uncle has a condo in Orange Beach, and we go down there once a year and just hang out. I don't know, half a mile from Floribama line, so 40 minutes from Pensacola.
Yeah,
but yeah, she wants to be in Florida somewhere, and I say that to say she wants to be back near the water, near the ocean.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we've got you got Tampa Bay, you got Clearwater, then you have the East Coast, but St. Pete. Yeah, that's a beautiful place too. So I like Tampa Bay, man. I like the Tampa Bay, but everything is within an hour. And that's good. 45 minutes. Everything's good.
I'm in Florida probably 4 or 5 times a year. I work with a professional skydive team, so we do a lot in the Wellington area with World Polo.
Oh, that's cool.
We jump 4 or 5 of their events down there, and then we do a couple events in Orlando, and then we'll do some other stuff too. So, but it's just I'm down that way quite often now, especially with the sister-in-law down there. I'm sure I'm going to be down in St. Augustine more than I want to be, and like I said, the wife is looking hard at houses, and giving me plans. And this one has a first floor master and a first floor laundry, and this one and this one and this one, and it's got a loft and a game room, and you could do a movie, you could do the gym. I'm like, oh my Lord, let me finish what I'm doing here, and then we'll think about it.
So Rich LaMonica's in the house with Misfit Nation. He said, "What's up, Willis, Gunny, and Damon?"
Right on.
And then he said, "Definitely go, fellas." And then Frank says, "Do you need someone to drive you around while you're on a retreat?"
Yeah, I know, right?
That's what my mom says. She goes, "You need somebody to babysit you while you're over in Japan or while you're in Alaska." And I'm like, "No, Mom, I'm a grown ass man. I can do this myself."
It's good. Yeah, I mean, it's Florida. It's a great place to live, but if it's too far out there, you guys should just stop by for a VIP tour. So we have it at every clinic on a Friday at 12. We feed you, do a PowerPoint presentation. I promise it's dynamic, and then we walk you around with the grounds. You see the warriors getting the care. So it's always good. But love to see you guys and take care of you both.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to come and participate for sure. I just got out of the hospital not too long ago, but every time I end up in the hospital, it's a kick in the butt and starting all over again, and all that trauma comes back.
Yeah.
From 2005, and I've got blown up twice, real close, on foot both times.
Wow.
Within 30 days apart, and the care back then wasn't as good as it is now, right?
Yeah.
The guys and girls coming back, and matter of fact, my surgeon, they flew in from Fort Benning to the Naval Hospital at Camp Lejeune because none of the orthopedic surgeons there knew how to take care of me.
Yeah.
And then it's the post-traumatic stress pieces, the TBI pieces, some of the other cognitive function pieces, and I think I'm up to 46 surgeries and procedures now since 2005. So it's just one of those things. And sometimes I just living with the stigma of if you're going to go to the doctor, right, you're going to be taken off duty, you're going to be taken off this, and you're weak if you go. And so, and you were in the Marine Corps early on too, and it's one of those things, especially in the special operations community. Oh, if you go to the doctor, you're weak. Well, no, if I go to the doctor, I need to take care of myself, right? And that's what I tell everybody now. If you're having an issue, go to the doctor, because you're going to have to fight and fight and fight with the VA to prove that you had this happen while you were serving. So go get it documented. That's all you need. Just get it documented. Get it in your medical record. Say, yes, he went to medical for this, or she went to medical for this, and it's there, and you don't have to worry about it as much. Yeah. So I was in that boat. I didn't go get help. I refused to get help, and then I started talking about it more and more. Especially after I retired, I started talking about it more, and it has helped. But I'm a hard person to live with. My wife and kids will tell you I am very hard to live with.
Well, you know what? Definitely need to bring you into the clinic, because, I will tell you that Samuel, right? You and I probably have a lot in common, but the thing is that through our program, we empower each and every person with the education to understand thoroughly about what's going on, but more importantly, giving you the equipment, in order to to be able to manage your symptoms or your issues.
Yeah.
By the way, Rich LaMonaco is like, yo, say hi to Elizabeth and Doc Piazza. So I want you to know, I saw you, bro. Just so you know, I'm going to let him know. But anyway, back to you, Samuel. See, I'm already a part of the podcast team. So, I'm like the third host here. But no, it's super important. I think that's one of my secrets, because if you talk to Dana, my wife, she would tell you that I was pretty difficult to live with. However, after going through these different programs, I started thinking, okay, now I'm held responsible. I'm accountable.
Yeah.
Like, I understand now that when I feel this is what it is. And in order for me to address what this is, I need to use this gamma core, or I need to use this treatment or this modality, or I need to now take a break, because I know now I'm in the red. I'm like, hey, I just need a moment, right? Before I get too far, I need a moment, and I take a step back. I'm so empowered now, because at the end of the day, I want to be used. That whole thing here, Dr. Damon Friedman says, unstoppable force for good. Yeah. If you want to be used in a magnificent way, if you want to make an atomic impact in the world, then you have to be in control, right? And you have to know yourself. It's okay. It's okay if you lose it, but it's not okay if you lose it in public or in front of your friends or in front of your family. Go somewhere privately, address whatever it is that you need to, and then come back to civilization. Right. And sometimes you just need to breathe. I'm really good at like, I just need a moment. I'm going to just take a walk and I'm going to breathe. And I'm just going to think things through, and I mean, there's so much that I know now, and I'd love to be able to help you out, but there's a lot of alternative treatments and modalities. I mean, I'm looking for my bag, and I got my gamma core, it's like my parasympathetic, sympathetic, my vagus nerve. I'm like, all right, I feel like I'm just going to go and hurt somebody. I'm like, whoa, I feel good now, bro. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So we provide all those pieces of equipment, from gamma core to stem, alpha stem to, tinnitus machines, if you get the ringing in the ear, neutralizing sound. Like we provide solutions for you. We don't go, you need to do this. You need it. No, here you go. This is what you need. There you go. Are you guys connected to the VA as well?
I am. Yeah.
Okay,
I am. Cool. So I'm 60% rated. Gunny's now 100.
Willis is finally connected to the VA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say real quick, and then I'll hand over the talking stick. One of the superpowers of our clinic is you see all of the healthcare practitioners, like every possible thing that you could have. We write it down VA language, and then we give you the medical documentation. And then right next door, we have the Florida Department of Veterans Affairs benefits person. You sit down with that person and go, all right, here we go. And he's like, all right, let's open you up. We'll get you registered. Now you're part of the VA. Let's start your claim, blah, blah, blah. These are all on the inside. So they help out, and they make it so easy. So Willis, if you are only at 60%, you shouldn't wait for a year and a half or two. You probably just need to come sooner than later. We'll get you in the first clinic of this next year. We got plenty of time, and we get you and your stud brother there to come on up. So, and then that way we'll get all your documentation, and then we'll help you get this party started, so we could get you to the percentage that you should be in, because you waited long. So now it's going to be, the long game. But with us, we expedite everything. Trust me on that one.
Yeah, we definitely need to plan something, Gunny, for sure. So Frank DeMyth, and I'll talk about my VA stuff here in just a minute. Wants to know if he can send you guys some books. So Frank wrote A Vital Interest, and then he's got another book that's getting ready to come out as well. So what we'll do is I'll get your address and I'll get it sent to Frank. That way he can send you some books.
Absolutely, brother. Yeah, thank you, Frank. Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate it.
Frank is awesome. So Frank was Army. He was in the Pentagon. He helped start the interpreter program that everybody uses. Frank was one of the key guys in that. Super, super cool. His first book called A Vital Interest is amazing. So my VA journey. So Gunny was kind of, he got hooked up with the VA during his med board process and everything. When I got out in 2001, I had a job. So I had health insurance through that job, right? And then when I got recalled back in after 9/11 happened, and I, was in until I got out, and then I still had a job that had health insurance. I was like, man, I'm not that bad. Like at that time, I was young. I was a jarhead. I was cocky. I was like, man, I don't need to go to the VA. There wasn't nothing wrong with me. Everything was wrong with everybody else, not me, right?
Right.
I got married in 2005. I had my first kid in 2007. I'm the type of person, even now, I internalize everything. I don't externalize. Like my wife, she worries about everything, and she wears it all on her shoulder, and people I know when she's worried about something or she's stressed about something. I have always been the type of person that keeps that inside, because that's who I am. That's why I get little stress patches of hair that falls out called stress-related alopecia. And, and so I stress and I worry about things. But I also, when I go to a restaurant, I'm very hyper vigilant. Like I scan the area as soon as I walk in. I know where the exits are. I know who looks like a threat, who don't look like a threat. When I sit down, I try to find a corner to sit down in, and I put my back in that corner so I can survey the whole area. If things don't go as planned, like if we're supposed to leave at church, like our church is at 11:15, I want to leave the house at 10:45 so I can get to church by 10:50. That way I can get in there, find the seats that I want, If we don't leave on time, I stress. I mean, I'm to the max. Like literally, I went to church a couple weeks ago, and we left way later than I wanted to. I get there. There's plenty of seats inside in the middle of the rows, but there was nothing on the end caps, and that's where I sit, is on the end caps.
Yeah, I know.
And so I stood up at the back. I stood up against the wall, and my wife's like, "Come sit with me." I was like, "No, I can't do it." So, but anyway, my journey, I didn't start it until
year and a half ago.
Yeah, about a year and a half ago. I got my initial rating of 40%. I think it was 40. Yeah, so I got 10% for tetanitis, and I got 30% rating for PTSD, which my PTSD is under. So right now I'm at 50. So they gave me when I got reevaluated, they bumped it up to 50, which is still low. I think it should be 70, but that's me because I don't know the verbiage that I'm supposed to use. So, you utilizing somebody like you or and even like the DAV veteran service officer I have, he's okay, but I don't think he fully understands the verbiage but anyway, so I definitely, I do want to come down, and I do want to, go through one of the retreats and get connected with you guys and work, and see what can be done. So.
No, it'd be great. And everything that you're talking about is common. I'm the same way. I'm not going to be in the center. I don't care what anybody says. I'm totally cool with being in the back. Got no problem with that. At the getting my Jesus time sitting in the middle, getting my Jesus time sitting in the back is Jesus time. So I'm fine with that, brother. You know what I mean? I've got a wife that completely understands, and we work as a team, and my kids understand, and that was really important. But with all that being said, you got to make sure that you know how to take care of your symptoms, because most of us just kind of grind on through. And I'm going to say this, that there is life on the other side, man. I was the guy that couldn't sleep. I probably had a couple of hours sleep a night for 15 years, man. And reality is that we have a phenomenal sleep program. We call it the 10 Commandments of Sleep. And we don't just tell you, hey, this is how you get good sleep. We educate you on how to get good sleep, but also we got monitors like this Aura here. This thing tells me everything. It's like $1,000, and we give it to our warriors that actually that need it to monitor. This thing will tell you everything about yourself. It's not like an Apple Watch. It's not like a Garmin. They're all great pieces of equipment, but their sensors are overly loaded. This is specifically focused on your sleep, your heart rate variable, and it'll tell you what you need to do, man. And it's not just that. Like I told you, even the tinnitus machines, you got high, medium, low. We got pharmaceutical supplements. We've got, magnesium, melatonin's not the kind that you buy in the stores, my friend. The kind that this stuff will knock you out, man. I'm telling you, it's like, whoa, you don't have to self-medicate anymore. You don't have to drink yourself to sleep anymore. We got stuff that's, coming from Europe, man. It's all super expensive. We buy it in huge bulks. We've got great network. We've got great physicians. Very, very, very affordable. And so, we set you guys up for success. When you come, we tell everybody you got to be dry. Some people have a problem with that, but they have a problem with drinking. That's why they have a problem with that. Yeah. And the whole idea is like, look, man, if you're a slave to alcohol, then how in the world are you ever going to be free? Right. Yeah. And for me, I stopped drinking for a whole year because I realized that I was too dependent on it. And I didn't want anything to control my life. And alcohol was doing it. When I'm pissed off, I need a drink. When I need to go to sleep, I need a drink. When I have everything is to have a drink. Well, the reality is that that's not the case. So I went dry for a whole year. It's the best decision I ever made, man. I could drink 6, 7, 8 beers, no problem. I wouldn't even feel anything, so you get to reset all that. And then after a while you realize I don't need alcohol in order to have a good time or to go to sleep or to chill out. There's so many things that we've been missing out on because we're too busy drinking. Right. Yeah. And today I might have a cold beer right after a workout, CrossFit or something like that. It's pretty much it. It's got all the carbs, maybe after a good run. It's pretty much it. I rarely ever drink beer or anything else. I have a little bourbon here and there, I'm especially, on the anniversary of my brothers that passed away. We all get together and we have a small drink in honor of our brothers. But other than that, alcohol doesn't control my life. My faith does, Jesus does. And, and we're really proud. about being men that love God, love our country, and love our veterans. And for all those listeners out there, you know, it doesn't matter what your religion is, or if you don't have a religion, or if you're an atheist or agnostic, it doesn't matter. We serve everyone. You know, God loves everyone, and we want to serve everyone, and he served everyone. So that's our the way we do business. But I'll tell you what, all the listeners out there, if you're a veteran and you're hurting, man, if you're active duty, we even take care of you. Because I was active duty, man. And I mean, and if you're struggling and you're looking for hope, you don't have to look any further, man. It's SOF Missions. It started off really in the special operations community. But one day I'm on my knees and I'm praying. I'm thinking, I got this phone call from my brother who was in the Marine Corps. He's like, man, I need help. And I was like, I'm helping you, man. And one day I'm like, you know what? We just need more money. And let's open it up to everybody. And that's what happened. And we've raised almost $10 million already. All of it's gone into the veteran man and the active duty warrior. And and honestly, I don't care what you did in the Marine Corps. I don't care. You could be motor T, you could be infantry, you could be recon. I don't care. If you need help, man, you're in supply and something happened. I mean, you'll be surprised. There are dudes living in Bagram, man, and you got mortars randomly hitting. I had a guy who was in intel, and he's just sleeping in his rack. Yeah. And some random mortar, stray mortar that's timed outside the wire, hit him right in his rack.
Yeah.
Became a quadriplegic, man. That guy didn't have to go outside the wire. I love him too, man. But anyway, yeah, that's right, Frank. It is your new favorite organization. Check it out. SOF Missions, bro. Check it out. All right.
Hell yeah. No, I love it, man. Gunny, we'll have to go together. We definitely
Absolutely.
have to do that.
I gotta spend more time with you. Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, man. That's right.
Hey, we can also do a live podcast from there too.
We could.
We could go to my studio. This is my home studio. We could go to my office studio. We could be in my studio. We can do something straight from Tampa, Florida. You guys fly in a day earlier, and then kind of even do some social media stuff. Get the word out there, because at the end of the day, we're here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to empower warriors to find purpose and be resilient, baby.
That's it.
Come on, right?
I love it. Ladies, gents, if you're out there, go to sofmissions.org. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. But if you're listening, it's sofmissions.org. Go check them out. Go donate. There's a donate button on the website. You can learn more. You got a gala coming up too. It looks like the 9th annual SOF Missions Emerald Coast Gala. There's
September 13th, man. Emerald Coast. Just check it out. Just come to our website. It's up in, Emerald Coast, right? It's, Fort Walton Beach, Destin area. But check it out. It's really amazing. God's just been so good to us. We raise a ton of money there. But what's more important than raising the money is really just everyone who is so supportive of our organization coming over and enjoying their time and getting to see the fruits of our labor and what it looks like, when everybody comes together. It's not like a high pressure fundraising event. Raising money is not the primary purpose of it. Really, it's creating awareness of the work that we're doing. And the theme this year is red. That's what it is, bro.
Nice.
And and if I get a chance, man, we're challenging everybody to pick up a red belt from Operation Red Belt. That's like our movement this year. It's a red belt. You can see it on sofmissions.org or go to Operation Red Belt. But we'll all be wearing our red belts there. And if you come to the gala, we just want you to pick up a red belt, man, and sport it. It represents so many things. It represents the sacrifice of our men and women, the ultimate sacrifice, the shedding of blood, man, but more, and always remembering everyone deployed, red, and always to remember that, man, that freedom isn't free, baby. It's not. It's paid by blood, baby. It's paid by blood.
Hey.
Wear that red belt. It's awesome, man. It's made for special operators, bro. It's sexy. The buckle has the shield on it, man. And it's great. You could wear a tuxedo, or you could wear it in your multicam uniform, or you could wear it golfing, or you can just wear it and punch somebody in the face in an MMA match. No, that's not true. However, okay, but the reality is I helped design that thing personally. I'm like, I want to be proud walking around with this thing, okay? I want it to be bad bone. So it's great, man, from the buckle, the materials. And we made one specifically for the ladies because the ladies have their own taste. All right?
That's it. They do. Yeah.
That's good. So, operationredbelt.org. You can find out that link at sofmissions.org. But that's what's going down, man. So that's what our theme is this year is red if you want to come to our gala.
Nice. Unfortunately, I'm at an air show in New Jersey that weekend.
That's okay.
Yeah, man. From the end of August to November, I'm going to be radio silent because I'm gone every weekend at an NCAA football game, an air show, or whatever, man. We're awesome. So busy.
You know what you could do, though? You could jump with a red belt, bro. Just so you know. It's a buckle, man. Like man, you could. It's tactical. Like, I mean, it is like check mark, baby. All right, it's combat.
I can see Gunny wearing it too.
I'm telling you, man.
I'll get one. And then I'll wear it in my uniform for the team. I'll get special permission to wear it that day.
That's right, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be sexy. It's great, man. It's going to be good.
He's going to wear it in his everyday life too. I can already see it.
That's right. That's right, man.
Dr. Damon, man. Thank you. So we're at 8:00. It's already went by super fast like that, man.
Yeah.
A lot of great information. I'm super excited to learn more and then to get involved, go to a retreat. And then once I get down into Florida and move down there and get situated and whatnot, we're going to have to link up and we're going to have to see how I can work with you. You can work with us, kind of sort of thing. And then see where we go from there, man. Thank you, Rich LaMonica from the Misfit Nation, for hooking this up. I'm going to pass your information along to Triple Threats Vet podcast,
cool.
The Oath We Took podcast, a bunch of other podcasters that I know, and see if we can get you linked up on their show, just to get the mission out there about SOF. Because that's what we do here at HomeFront Sitrep. We like to highlight the mom and pop grassroots ones that people in Kentucky might not know about SOF missions, or out in Washington State, or up in Maine where Gunny's from originally.
There might even be people in Florida that don't know, that live up in the St. Augustine, Jacksonville area, or on the East Coast. You know what I mean? So just getting that word out is the biggest thing.
Yeah. Well,
and Frank, he lives up in Virginia, or West Virginia, I think.
Okay. Well, West Virginia. Yeah,
by God, you got to say West Virginia. By God,
West Virginia.
Oh. Well, you know what, gentlemen, I really appreciate you guys having me on the show. I really do. You guys are doing great work. And for all the listeners out there that are struggling, man, I just want you to know that it's super important. 8 billion people in the whole world. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that there's a God in heaven that knows who you are and knows you by name. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that you're called to do incredible things in the world. And if you're struggling, if you're in a dark, dark place, I'm going to tell you something, that this world is better because you're in it. Don't ever, ever, ever forget that. I'm going to say one last thing, and it's emotional. The last suicide that wrecked me, Captain Green Beret guy, and he killed himself. He left three daughters. And I'm going to say this, right? What the first thing I thought about was, who's going to walk those girls down the aisle? Don't ever forget that, man. This world, life is fragile, and life it can be really tough. But you have brothers out there, some that you know, many that you don't, that love you, and they want to be able to help you with that burden and carry that rucksack. It's heavy, man. So if you're struggling, come to SOF Missions and let us take that big rucksack off your back just for a moment, man. I know how it's like to struggle. I'm so grateful that you're hearing this message right now, and just know that you're dearly loved. And maybe you burned every bridge. Maybe you have. Maybe your wife left. Maybe your parents can't talk to you no more. Maybe your kids don't want to. That's all right, man. Life is about reconciliation and even more redemption. I'm telling you, brother, there's light on the other end. And it says, when the light shines in the darkness does not overcome it. God has a plan for you, brother. God has a plan for you, sister. So don't you forget that. SOFmissions.org. We also run all-female veteran clinics too. So if you're out there, you're a lady out there that's really struggling, hey, man, why don't you give SOF Missions a shot? We love you, man. And last but not least, thank you. Thank you for your service, man. Whatever it is that you did, we salute you, and we're so grateful that you put on that uniform and you served our beloved country. America is the greatest country in the world because of you. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate Samuel Willis, and I hope that we will continue to collaborate. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you again for taking time out of your day and hanging out with us. We're going to drop you in the green room. You can hang around if you want to. If you got to get going, we understand that too. But we're going to close the show out real quick, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Godspeed. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you,
sir. Thank you. Bro, let's get this switched over
it's
here.
Damn fish again, man.
I know, right? I got to zoom out. It looks like I'm doing the L.
Yeah, well, you just zoomed back in again. Put your big ass head on the screen.
I know. I'm trying to get
There we go.
Trying to get it zoomed out. Man, that was super cool. Man.
Dude, we could have gone another hour. Easy.
Oh,
easy
for sure. Yeah, easy for sure.
Yeah, great mission that they're doing, and things that they're doing in the follow-up care. You got a lot of nonprofits that it's just, show up, you're done, and it's out of sight, out of mind once you leave. But, they have that follow-up plan just to make sure you're staying on the right track, right? And, the things that they set forth for you are working still for you, which is very, very cool. Yeah,
it's super cool, man. I want to give a big shout out to Rich LaMonica with the Misfit Nation for linking us up with Dr. Damon there. And, man, yeah, just a lot of great information. And I can't wait to go to a retreat and experience it and see how it is firsthand. And then come back and be able to report on it, and say, hey, this is what I found out.
Or you just talk about your transition over that 5 days, right?
Yeah.
And the things that, you're going to experience and the things that you did experience and what worked and what didn't work, because everybody's different, right? And you have to find what works for you as the individual, because, the broad spectrum of care and pills just doesn't work for everybody. Yeah.
We might, you know what, your slow period's January. I hope, let's see, when are their programs? Let's see. I'm going to see what dates they have. Because if they have something in January, which
February.
So they got one January 30th through February 3rd. So yeah, we can go in January, your slow period, my slow period, and go down there for 2026. And I think that would be cool. Go down there during January time frame and go through a 5-day retreat and report back on it.
For sure.
Yeah, I think it's something that we can do, my friend. And look, here's what Frank. Did you see what Frank just put out there in the chat?
Yeah, I did.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, sir. But it is that time of night, and I hate to do it, but it is that time of night. Gunny?
Yeah, you're not alone. You still have worth. You still have value. Don't let the dark days win. You don't have to be a product of the, where you grew up, your surroundings. You know what I mean? It's right here. Damon said it tonight where, he got out of the situation that he was in, the road that he was going on, joined the Marine Corps, turned his life around, and everything he's done since, and, developed this while he was on active duty. I came from small town USA, and I was talking to it today. I got designed this coin that's going to Europol. Never in my life as a young man would I have thought that something like this was even possible. But, you get opportunities get put in front of you every day. It's up to you to seize that opportunity and drive forward with it.
Hell yeah. Right here. In the silence of your struggles, remember, though unseen, you are deeply held in the hearts of others. You are not alone. It's not as good as Gunny, not as elegant as Gunny says, but it's there. It has everything in there. I mean, you might not talk to your best friend for 20 years, but I guarantee if you called your best friend and say, hey, bro, I need you, no questions asked, they'll be there. So just remember, even though unseen, you are deeply held in the hearts of others.
Absolutely.
And then hashtag be somebody stranger. Guys, we talk about this all the time. We as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than the ones we love the most. After 20 years, my wife is slowly finding out more and more about my military service, what I did, the things that I saw. So hashtag be somebody stranger. If you go out and about and you see somebody that looks like they're having a bad day, go up to them, ask them how they're doing. If they give you the red flags, I'm okay, I'm hanging in there, I'm living the dream, then ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? But be ready for that conversation, because it could be a 5-minute conversation, could be an 8-hour conversation. You just have to be ready for that conversation.
Yeah, and it takes a village, right? And like Liz said, your best friend that you haven't talked to in 20 years, still part of your village, even though you don't talk to them on a regular basis. And, you know, Dr. Damon down here with the SOF missions, there's another piece of your village. You know, you can expand your village as much as you want and bringing those people into your inner circle. But, you know, reach out to those people that are close to you. And sometimes they just might need you to reach out to them instead of them reaching out to you. But, you know, use your people, use your resources.
Yeah. Big shout out to our partners, Heroes Media Group, Military United Podcast Stream, Reese Across America Radio, Elite Engraving, Same Flag, Same Oath.com, Valor Coins and Pins. If you want an amazing coin, reach out to Brent Casey with Valor Coins or Pins. If you want one designed, I know somebody who might be able to design one for you, maybe. He designed our HomeFront Sitrep coin that we have out there. And go check out Same Flag, Same Oath.com. We have our co-branded shirt on there. It says Marine It Down. It's a word play on Keep It Simple, Stupid. At the end of the year, we're going to get 25% of all sales from that shirt. What Gunny and I decided to do, and Candace, I got to make sure I throw Candace in there. So what we decided to do was take that check that we get from Same Flag, Same Oath.com, and we're going to put all these nonprofits on this wheel. We're going to spin it. Whoever it lands on is going to get that check for however much it is, whether it's $100, whether it's $3,000, $5,000, they're going to get all of it. We're not keeping one penny of it. Same thing with our hat from Elite Engraving, this hat here. We're going to get 20% of all sales of that at the end of the year. We're going to take all the nonprofits minus the one that won the one for the shirt, and then we're going to spin a wheel, and then whoever it lands on is getting that money as well. So go check out Same Flag, Same Oath.com, or go to Google and search up Elite Engraving, or you can go to HomeFrontSitrep.com, go to our merch site, and then you can click directly on our shirt and our hat from there. But yeah, go check out SOFMissions.org. That's SOFMissions.org. Hey, Gunny, it is that time of night, my friend.
Yeah. You can find us Thursday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern, on Reese Across America Radio.
Yep, I forgot to say that. That's reacheacrossamerica.org/radio. Whew. All right, Gunny, it is that time of night, my friend.
It is, man. We'll see you next Sunday.
Yep, next Sunday. And then, so next Sunday we have, actually the 27th, we're open. Yeah, we're open. So we might be bumping our gums that night.
Hey, that's it. We need it. We'll need it.
And then on Monday, we have Joe Stazione. I can't wait for that one. Just his last name. I can't wait. Adam, he's a guest from Adam Bird. And then on the 30th, we have our Tip of the Spear for the month of July. That's going to be another good one as well.
Yep.
But it is that time of night, guys. Thank you for coming on here and hanging out with us for this hour and 15
Before we go.
Yep.
We got to wish Brother Theory, I know he's not on here, a very happy birthday today.
Yes. Theory is 21 again. So, yeah, happy birthday, Ryan Dorfield, a.k.a. Theory. He is a Marine Corps veteran and rapper. If you haven't heard his music, here, let's do this. If you haven't heard his music, this is... Hear it on your end, buddy.
In the whip, got my homies in the backseat, riding down a 6-4, bumping to the backbeat. Got a couple bottles, marijuana.
All right, so I got to cut that off before we get too far in there because Reach Across America Radio says, "Hey, you got to keep it to a minimum." So, but yeah, go check out Theory TH30RY on all platforms where you get your music like and follow. His music is amazing. He's got some great songs. But happy birthday, Brother Ryan. I know I texted you earlier, so happy birthday again. But it is that time of night, guys. Like we say always on Homefront Sitrep, stay safe out there. We got your six. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your six.